pleased to welcome Mississippi State coach Jeff Lebby. Jeff, the SEC has come to your neck of the woods, man.
Yeah.
What's it like?
No, it's good. There's I've got such great familiarity, obviously, with the area. I talked about it too in the opening statement earlier in the big room. Just love the fact that we're doing this, and we're in DAC City, and God, that means so much to us and our university.
So when you were considering the Mississippi State job, did you realize the enormity of what they had done there facility-wise and how that is a beautiful facility as far as like dealing with football?
Yeah, the setting of it and our entire campus, it's beautiful. It's got such great history there, and I obviously was familiar with Davis Wade and the energy and the passion that our fan base operates with, which is, man, what it's all about.
Has your family purchased enough cowbell heading into their first season?
I believe so. My
Okay.
6-year-old hadn't put one down, so hopefully he'll lighten the load a little bit.
Jeff Lebby, the head coach of Mississippi State, joining us on Helmets and Heels. And, Jeff, now getting to meet you in person. I haven't gotten a chance to actually shake your hand because I was setting the cameras up.
Yeah.
But having just spoken to Blake Shapen, your quarterback, he let us in on a fun – we asked what the fun, quirky fact we needed to ask you about was. And now that I'm seeing you for the first time in person, Matt, can we do it together? When the quarterbacks throw on air.
Yes.
You do, what's the dance that you do?
I don't
move on air dance.
On air.
On
On air.
That's
I'm
right.
now envisioning
It's with
you
my
doing
hands,
yes.
It's the same thing every single day.
I'm envisioning
Routes
you
on
doing
air.
the we said it's
Yes.
like jazz hands but better.
But way better. Routes on air. That's
Routes
exactly
on air.
that's
Routes
right.
on air.
Routes on air.
Routes on air.
yeah.
All right. So listen. So at UCF, you guys developed McKenzie, Milton, and
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel. In Ole Miss, you literally turned a quarterback who had a lot of questions, Matt Corral, into a big-time player.
Yeah.
You have a history of that. Now you've got Blake, who has played well at times at Baylor
Yeah.
and struggled at other times. How do you turn him into the best Blake Shapen?
I think he's got everything that we want, and we need. And he's a guy that intangibly is really, really good, and he's really, really good physically. And so I watch him play the game, and he's one that looks like my kind of guy, our kind of guy that can go create, that can extend, but operate and make all the layups. We've inside this league, you got to make all the layups, and then you've got to find a way to make some off-platform throws, to make some off-schedule plays, and to create some chunks at times when maybe nobody expected it. So he can do those things. I couldn't be more proud of just his buy-in, his energy, his toughness, and who he's been inside the building every day.
He's a willing runner, too, is he not?
100%
Yeah.
he is, which is, that's going to be a big part of it.
Which is what you have with Matt Corral, which is what you have with all those guys, McKenzie and even Dylan.
Just being able to do just enough.
Yeah.
That's right.
Jeff, you are one of 3 coaches hired this coaching cycle in the Power 4, which it's still so weird to say Power 4 and not Power 5. 3 of the head coaches that were hired that did not have previous head coaching experience. What's been the biggest challenge for you so far?
Yeah, I think just how constant it is when you're talking about we've got 120 players in the locker room. We've got 63 staff members that are inside our building. And, for me, wanting to be so connected, wanting to create this culture of connection and family and the atmosphere that I want inside the building every day, well, that means you got to know people. And that means that from a time standpoint, it's incredibly constant. And that's part of it. I think that's probably the thing that has surprised me a little more is how constant all of the people are from a day-to-day. But feel great about where we're at, feel great about our staff and where we're going.
So I asked Josh Heupel this yesterday, and you're another great guy to ask this. Why don't more people run your system of receivers at the numbers, spreading everybody out?
Yeah.
Why don't more people do that?
I think you've had to have lived it, done it, called it, to know how to adjust it and how to create answers, because it's not in the coaching book. That's
it's so successful. I mean, from Art all the way up to you guys now.
Sure, and then that's something that for us, it is different, and there's a part of it that you got to live it, and you got to be entrenched in it, and you got to commit to it to do it.
I'm glad that Matt brought up Josh because I was going to bring up Josh. How much, now that you're in the same conference, I know it's a little bit more difficult, but how much have you leaned on him for advice?
I pull so much experience from our time together. I have so much respect for him. The job he's done to me is just absolutely incredible. The belief that he has inside their program and the energy that he has inside their program. He's someone that forever I'll be indebted to hiring me there at UCF and creating an opportunity.
All right, we know you got to roll. One last question before you go. First ever college football playoff ball, Mississippi State was number 1.
Yeah.
It can be done there, right?
It can. It absolutely can. Great proximity to players and incredible support. Let's get to work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Appreciate
Jeff
it,
Lebby, head coach, Mississippi State. Thanks, Jeff.
Awesome.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Thanks so much for watching our SEC Media Days coverage, brought to you by Instant Keys. For more college football, Noles, Gators, hit our YouTube channels.